How many snaps did they run in the 14 personnel?
That's only for us.
100% of the snaps.
What's going on, and welcome in to Studs or Duds Week 5, presented by 14 Personnel. I am your host, Justin Wright. Before we get into it, let's recap Week 4. 5 for 5 on the week. Our 3 studs of the week, Jonathan Taylor, specifically over 20 points. He hit that. We had David Montgomery as a top 8 running back, currently the RB4 as we are recording this, and then Dawson Knox as a top 10 tight end, currently the tight end 2. Great week for those 3. And then the 2 guys we were avoiding last week, Damien Harris, currently the RB48, and then we said sit down Brandon Cooks. He was on a hot streak. It did not matter. He's currently the wide receiver 51. That is what it is. Best week we've had. We're 14 of 19 on the year with these picks. So let's just keep it rolling. We got 5 more for you, week 5. First one here, Emmanuel Sanders versus the Chiefs. 12th best matchup, just under 40 points a game to the wide receivers. This is gonna be the game of the week. We all know this. It's going to be fantastic. So just get ready for a high-paced, high-scoring game. I want a piece of it. I want Dawson Knox. I want Sanders. I want Stephon Diggs, obviously. That's obvious. But what teams have done against the Chiefs that are worse than the Bills, I mean, is you have to pay attention to it. Devonta Smith, wide receiver 13. Mike Williams, wide receiver 1. Keenan Allen, wide receiver 14. And Hollywood Brown, wide receiver 7. Emmanuel Sanders has top 12 upside. Do I think he gets there? Of course not. I'm not going to predict that. But he's a must start. You have to play him. Number 2 on the list, a guy we faded the last 2 weeks, Damien Harris against Houston. And it's a middle-of-the-road matchup, only 25 points for the running backs. But you factor in Bill Belichick against a rookie QB. So there's going to be a lot of turnovers for the Patriots to work with. Houston's just not good. And then they're on a revenge game after losing on a missed kick because Bill made a stupid decision. So they're going to step on the throats of Houston. The last couple of weeks here, Nick Chubb is the RB12, Demetric Felton RB20, 117 yards and a touchdown on the ground against the Panthers between, CMC, Hubbard, Freeman, Darnold with the touchdown. And then against the Bills, 199 yards on the ground, 2 touchdowns. This is the week for Damien Harris to get right. The next 3 weeks, he has solid matchups. He's a trade target for me as well, strictly on schedule. Not because I think he's a smash play. He's a superstar. He's a good running back. In the right matchup, he's a good play. This is that matchup. Now to the flip side, we have Miles Sanders versus Carolina. The 3rd worst matchup he could draw. And this is an absurd stat. 12.8 points a game to the running back position as a whole. That includes Zeke's big, monster game against them last week. Carolina stops the run, and Miles Sanders is probably the best running back they've played outside of Zeke. I don't care. The last 2 weeks, 2 weeks here, 16 total chances to make a play for Miles Sanders. 8 per game. That's not enough for me to be excited about him. It just isn't. Sit him down. It's not going to go well for Miles Sanders. And if he does, great, gives you a little bit of confidence back, but I'm not taking that chance. Now it's probably the best matchup of the week. Marvin Jones versus the Titans. Laviska Shenault as well fits here. 2nd most points allowed to the wide receiver position. Over 50 points a game. Corey Davis was the wide receiver 11. Tyler Lockett, wide receiver 2. Freddie Swain, wide receiver 13. Christian Kirk and DeAndre Hopkins both finished as top 10 wide receivers. Tennessee cannot cover the pass. That's not a surprise. That's not news. This is when you take advantage of it. Marvin Jones, without DJ Chark, Laviska Shenault as well here, like I said, are both studs. Lock them into your lineups. They're going to have to throw after Derrick Henry just, tramples their asses. What are they going to do? You have to do something, and it's through the air. That's how you beat Tennessee. And to close it out, we have DK Metcalf versus the Los Angeles Jalen Ramseys. The last 3 games, man, it's tough. When he covers him, 11 targets, 4 catches, 44 yards, no touchdowns. And in the playoffs, DK had 5 for 90-something and 2 touchdowns. That's not with Ramsey covering him. The last 2 regular season games, 8 points a game, 8.3 a game. So I'm not sitting DK Metcalf, but I am avoiding him in DFS, and I am surrounding my lineup, my flex spots, with high upside plays like Emmanuel Sanders, because this is not the week Metcalf goes for 20 plus. He's probably 10 to 15, and that's what you're hoping for. It's gonna struggle to be a struggle for him to get into the top 24 wide receivers against Ramsey. All right, guys, those are the plays this week. If you got questions, drop them in the comments below. Trade targets, start sit, whatever you have. And as always, guys, we will see you next time.
How many snaps did they run in the 14 personnel?
That's only for us.
100% of the snaps.